Hi, in this video I'm specifically talking about the articles the and a. It can be really hard to understand when to use each because they each have different rules when to use them. So let's go over a few of these rules. Let's start with the. We use the when referring to a specific noun. Nouns are a person, place, or thing. So let's look at this first sentence and see if we can figure out where the noun is, okay? The movie Spider-Man Homecoming has a great storyline and amazing graphics. So, movie is a noun, and we use the because we're talking about a very specific movie. In this sentence, we use the because I'm talking about a specific movie I saw last night. The movie I saw last night was boring. And we use the here. The law does not protect citizens because I'm talking about a specific law. The next time we know when to use that is when referring to non-countable nouns. A non-countable noun mean it cannot be numbered. Okay? My hand has fingers on it. My fingers can be counted. But a body of water cannot be counted. So let's look at this first sentence. The water is cold today. So we use the because the water is not countable. And then the group of kids is happy. We're talking about a group and we can't count how many kids are in that group. And then look, the geese are flying south for winter. So again, geese, that's a group of birds. It cannot be counted. And then these are situations that you don't want to use the for. I'm not going to go through all of these, so if you want to pause the video and look at them, you can. Just briefly, you're not going to use the when you're talking about countries. We don't say the Mexico. We say Mexico. And then when you're talking about streets, you don't say the Washington Boulevard. So again, you can read these if you want. For more information, visit this website. And you do not use the for these situations when you're naming rivers or oceans. The Nile, you just say I'm sorry, I had that incorrect. You do use the for these situations. The Nile River, the Pacific Ocean. When you're talking about specific points on the globe, on the equator, there are earthquakes. The North Pole is where Santa Claus lives. So you can pause the video and look at a few of these if you want. For more information, follow this link. The next thing we're going to talk about is the article a or an. So you use a or an when referring to non-specific nouns. Kind of generally, a movie is playing at the theater. Basically, you use a because you have no idea what movie's playing, but a movie's playing. I should read a book, meaning there is no specific book that you should read. You just feel like you need to read more. This one, a law should be made to prevent littering. There is no specific law you had in mind, you're just talking generally. And then here's an example using an. An unlawful person litters. You're not talking about a specific person, just someone. Use a when referring to a single countable noun. Okay? A ball. One ball was lost yesterday. And then I would like a glass of water. We're talking about water here, but it's one specific glass, so we can use a general glass of water. And then this one, I have a meeting on Wednesday. Use a because it's general. I just have another meeting, nothing important. You use an when talking about nouns that begin in a vowel. Vowels start with these letters: A, E, I, O, and U. I know it's really hard to remember, but it's just the way it is. And the difficult thing too to remember is that sometimes, like here, the word hour, it starts with an H, but we pronounce it with an O sound, hour. I have an hour before my next meeting. Although we don't spell it with an O, we still use an because it has a sound of a vowel, the O. Okay, here's the next sentence. Bring an umbrella today. It looks like rain. I have an appointment at the doctor's today. Put the papers in an envelope. This is probably the hardest rule that I'll go over. When an adjective or a description word is before the noun, you will use a or an depending on the adjective that the word starts with. Okay, so let's read this first sentence. I saw a ferocious ape. So ape is the noun, but our adjective that comes before the noun, ferocious, starts with an F. So it is, because it starts with an F, we use we use a. In this next sentence, here's ape, our noun, but the adjective, it starts with a vowel, so we're going to use an. I saw an unkind ape in the National Geographic magazine. Here's another example. Loud is our adjective, modifying elephant, but we use a because our adjective starts with an L. There is a loud elephant at the zoo. Here's another example where I use an. Our adjective, enjoyable, is modifying our noun, elephant, but since our adjective starts with an E, we're using the an. There is an enjoyable elephant at the zoo. Okay, and you're not going to use a or the for these situations. When you're naming languages, you're not going to say the Chinese. You're just going to say, for example, I do not know how to speak Chinese. But you will use the if you say, the Chinese people are very smart. You're not going to put it in front of sports and academics. You're not going to say the mathematics. You're going to say mathematics is a tough subject. So for more information, go to this website. That is it. If you have questions or concerns, make sure to contact me. Bye.